Are we live? We have excellent connection, yeah. Hey everyone and welcome to 5 AM trading. On this channel we wake up early in the morning so we can make money before everyone else has their breakfast. Yeah, I'm your gracious host, David Burry. I'm more bullish today because someone let the bulls out. What we're gonna do today, and first of all, of course, everything I say is no financial advice. I'm learning, and you get to observe my learning process, my trades, and everything. Yesterday we had a nice trade, and it was profitable. I saw some opportunities, some trend lines breaking, and yeah, it was great. Super tiny position. It was a super small position. But what matters is that it works, and today I'm gonna be looking for the next trade opportunities. So first of all let me very quickly explain to you what we're gonna do. Is I will talk. Okay, let's make an agenda. What we're gonna talk about today. First of all, we're gonna talk about Bitcoin. Okay, we will analyze Bitcoin on the big scale. What's happening with the traditional markets and so on, where everything is going. Then we'll take a look at the trend lines and patterns, and maybe make some predictions or plan our trades, and we'll take a look at Ethereum and some altcoins. Okay, so before we look at the bigger picture, let me show you real quick what trade I opened yesterday and closed. So it looks a little bit messy to you, I'm sure, all over the place. But basically yesterday what I saw is this trend line was broken, this number 2 trend line, and after these kind of trend lines break to the upside right here, where is my brush? Okay, so I'm talking about this trend line here, the number 2. It was broken right here on the 5-minute chart, and basically what I expected is to go up, and we did go up. And by the way, it went all the way up. And yesterday I posted this on Twitter, the rhomboid bully pattern, and yeah, it's playing out almost exactly as predicted. But anyways, let me actually hide it. Let me hide it so it doesn't disturb us. Like this. Okay, so let's jump back. So anyways, I saw this trend line being broken right here, and I was looking for a trade. So as soon as we created here a W and broke above it, I opened the trade, and yeah, I took a part of it right here somewhere, I believe, like 75%, and I let the rest run. And I was curious if we can go even above these levels, but we did it later. We did it this night, so the rest of my trade was closed out somewhere right here, but in profit. So my overall strategy, so you understand how I see the charts. Everyone else is trying, the most people, they try to look at the RSI, Market Cipher, Market Huifa, Market Liberator, Market Hulibilator, Bollinger Bands, whatever. I also try to do it. Maybe I'm stupid, but I don't know. All these indicators, they just confuse me more than they help me. So what I noticed more and more is that all it comes down to at the end is these trend lines. So if they get broken, then we go in the direction. So for example, and usually I do it on the higher time frames, 4-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame, but yesterday I was curious if it will work on the 5-minute chart and so on, and I was kind of testing. This is why I opened just a small position. And so for example, this trend line strategy would be like to look for this kind of trend lines. You connect the tops, and yeah, as soon as we break it, you can kind of expect it to go down, and basically almost ignore everything else. If we go up and down, look, if we have a major bullish trend like this, then you expect these kind of trend lines to play out quite nicely. If we have a major trend to the downside, then maybe it will fake out or like go a little bit sideways, something like this, and then go down. But even if it does this, we still have the time to make some money. So for example, if we had a downtrend and it would be a fake out right here by after breaking this trend line, we still would like make some money before we go down. So also no problem, because you also watch your stop losses and take profit along the way. Of course, if you have a major downtrend, then you will probably take your profits earlier than if we have a major bull trend like right now. Anyways, this is the strategy, and you can see it all over the place. As soon as, for example, also this line, the number one trend line, you have peak right here, peak, top here, at this point here. We broke, we went down, retested, you open here the trade, and boom, you get even a better entry. And along the way, we created a couple of new trend lines. For example, we created this big trend line, and you know, the black one. This, I'm talking about this black one. So we bounced every time off of this. Let me change the color to pink. We bounced off of it every time, like so, here and here again. Then we broke below it for a short. So this was also a trend line which we could actually short, but at this time I was in a long position, so I just was curious if it will continue. So this pink trend line, this right here, it's actually difficult to see, let me change to green. This trend line, we could even short it for a super small scalp. So after it broke right here, you see we broke below it, and it works in a downtrend and in an uptrend, it doesn't matter. So we have a big trend line, it breaks right here on the 5-minute chart. If you open its rate like this, and you just wait for it to play out a bit, and you would have some like 1% short scalp, something like this. But of course you are aware that we have a uptrend, bull trend, so if you short, you take your profits very quickly. So you don't expect like something like this to happen. So we go, it might happen, but like you see, we just dip below it, and we also found support on another trend line, which is 1 hour big ass trend line. You see, if we go to 1 hour, if you connect this one and this one, you have a strong trend. So you almost can expect that we will not break it, that we will find support right here. So we wicked below it real quickly and went up again. So yeah, so the strategy is to find all these relevant trend lines and just trade them. Look for the break. And here I was always also curious. In Russian it says who will win, the 1 hour red trend line or the double top, that this one, this double top, or the trend line. So because we dipped below it real fast, but it was just a wick and the double top was created and won. So oh shit. So at the end we created this double top, we bounced off this 1 hour support trend line and just continued upwards. So we know who won. But anyways, this is the strategy. You just look for these trend lines, whatever chart you are, 5 minutes, turns out most probably it works just the same. And maybe let me remove this Fibonacci's. Yeah, it's more disturbing. So this is the overall strategy. You have your trend lines, you look for them, you wait for them to be broken, and then you trade in the breakout direction. So this was the yesterday's long opportunity, and right now we also, of course, now we can create new trend lines and see what we can trade. Maybe we can even short something. But before we look at the 5 minute trend lines, okay, let me do this real quick without diving too deep into it. So this looks almost like a trend line that has been broken and probably gonna continue for a bit to the downside, judging by the 5 minutes. And we also retested it and went down. So even without looking at anything else, right now we can almost expect it to go down, especially after we have the confirmation. So the ultimate confirmation is we go below it, we retest it, we go down and close below the previous low, because technically it would be a W. If you go from here, like here, from here to here, and if we close here, then it's the ultimate confirmation for this little short to the downside. And of course, if we short it right here, then we have to be aware of the support trend lines, which will be in our way. And usually what it does, what I've noticed, if we break down, it's not that we just bounce off of these trend lines, of these support lines, just like this. No, instead what I see is that we dip significantly below it for a bit and then we go up. So we respect them, but we respect them with with closes, not with wicks. So we have some wicks down and then we go up. Happens very often. So okay, but sometimes it goes sideways for a little bit like this before it continues down, because we can sometimes redraw these trend lines, maybe like this, something like this, you know, and sometimes it just goes up like this and then breaks it later. This can also happen. So okay, before we before we focus too much on 5 minutes, let's look at the overall picture, the big picture of Bitcoin and cryptos and anything. Let's see if we have some comments. Okay, no comments yet. Let's go to the daily chart. Oh, actually on the 15-minute I have a little note here. I wanted to check. It already played out, so I already checked it. Let me make it real small so it doesn't distract me. Alright, back to the daily. Let me make this smaller as well. So, Bitcoin on the daily chart. So, it's a little bit messy. Maybe for the daily chart, let me switch to Bitstamp. It's another chart I have. So, what's happening on the daily chart on Bitcoin? Okay, first I want to see what's happening on the traditional markets. S&P 500. What happened yesterday? Yesterday we went down for a bit and then jumped back up. Okay, and what's up with the 4 hour? What I almost expected to happen with the S&P 500, which is our indicator for the traditional markets. We can also look at Dow Jones, but I think it's enough if we look at the SPX. So if SPX, so S&P 500 goes down, Bitcoin goes down, and if it goes up, Bitcoin goes up. And yeah, as you can see, yesterday it went down for a bit and then it went back up, and we saw some big movements upwards. What I almost expected S&P 500 to do is to do this scenario where we go down again later, not now, because the previous bottoms were spread 1 month apart, like mid-May, then mid-June, then mid-July. So the next dip we almost can expect to be mid-August, maybe somewhere here. But we'll see if this trend continues of the dips spread 1 month apart. Maybe we can go even lower like this and then do the same. So anyways, good. Yesterday we went up again, went down, but then we went up again, and we saw Bitcoin pumping as well. Let's look at the dollar currency index. This chart is very important for us because every time we see, like yesterday, every time we see the dollar currency index go down, Bitcoin goes up. Basically, how you can interpret it is that dollar currency index shows you how well dollar is doing in comparison to all other foreign currencies, and if it's not doing well, like here it went down for 2 days, so it's yesterday and the day before we went down, and we saw Bitcoin pumping, and yeah, I'm curious to see what happens today. And the next candle we will print, I believe, in 8 hours or something. So okay, we went down. And ultimately what we want to see on the dollar index is to go back inside this wedge, say symmetrical triangle or something. So basically we want to see it going down and go all the way down, because every time it goes down, Bitcoin pumps like crazy, and vice versa. And I believe we even created a lower high. Is that so? Let's see. Yeah, really. Look, this is a high, but this is a lower high. This is good. This is very, very good. Because a lower high is a little bit bearish. Actually, right now I see that we can draw another trend line. Like this maybe. Let's extend it to the right. Let's make it also blue, make it thin. So, can we do it like this? Or should we do it from here? Okay, let's see. Probably not too much of importance, but anyways, let's keep this line as well, because probably it's gonna act like resistance on the way up. For the dollar currency index. So okay, the dollar currency index went down, Bitcoin went up, and we want to see it go inside this wedge. What's happening with the total crypto market? Okay, do you have some comments? No comments yet. Okay, what's happening with the total market cap on the dollar? Oh, beautiful. Wow. Do you see this W play out? Oh, wait a second, let me go back. So, I believe yesterday or the day before I drew this double bottom pattern, and I was talking in one of the streams. So this is the crypto, the overall crypto market cap total. So we have all coins in here: Ethereum, Schmethereum, all the shit coins, Bitcoin, everything is inside here. And what I said yesterday or the day before, I believe I said that we are about to create this W, and as soon as we break it, this W, like double bottom, first bottom right here, second right here, and and this would be our neckline, this right here, and as soon as we break and close above it, wow, that would mean that we are going up. And I said, if we bounce off of it, if we go down, oh no, it was actually a couple of days ago. Yeah, we were right here when we were, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 days I drew this possible double bottom W pattern, and I saw we might get rejection right here, then we might go up and break this neckline right here, break this neckline later. But we just didn't have to wait. Instead of being rejected right here by this big trend line, the black one, we smashed through it, and we broke the neckline, baby. Wow. Like Joe Rogan would say, whoa, whoa, we broke the neckline. It's a huge one. It's a daily double bottom neckline that has been broken. Look, wow. What does it mean? It means that we can do this. We can look where this stuff can go. Wait, I don't need it extended, and I need another color. Let's go with black, baby. So let's see so the target of a W is always the height of the W pattern, double bottom. So we take the height, place it at the point of the breakout. Wow, and it might take us all the way back to 1.8 trillion market cap, and it would be higher than the previous highs. So our resistance line on the total market cap is somewhere here. This is our big milestone. Of course, first we have to take out this high, then this high, but ultimately this is the first important resistance line to break. Actually, it's a resistance box between these two lines. So we have these two big lines of support, and we might just go there. And what it means is that everything is gonna be pumping. Bitcoin will be pump. Bitcoin will be pump. Literally, if they do this, literally, if we break this, we broke above it. What? Oh my God! Just think about it. We had a huge double bottom on the total crypto market cap. We broke a huge candle. We just smashed all the way up. We broke this trend line. We closed the daily above it, and now we're just gonna retest it. We already tried to retest it right here. If we go to 4 hour, it will be more obvious. So we went above, and we went significantly below it first, then we went up again, but at the end the daily candle closed above it, baby. And yeah, maybe we're gonna do something like this, retest it, maybe dip slightly below it, and then continue higher. Super good. Super good. This is perfect. Super good. Super good. Happy swimming. Super good. Okay, let's take a look at the crypto market cap minus the Bitcoin. So it's still on the way up. So the total crypto market cap, including the Bitcoin, pumped, but the total market cap without minus Bitcoin did not break the neckline yet, as you can see. And what it might mean is that we can expect it to happen. If Bitcoin decides to go a little bit sideways right now, then we might very well see the altcoins to go up. But ultimately, of course, we want to see this trend line, this neckline of this W on the crypto market cap without Bitcoin to break, and then we head up higher, much higher. And our possible target will as well be way up. Let's see. So it will be somewhere at 1 trillion. Of course, we also have to watch the Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, it's going up. Of course, just as we expected. I said, I believe yesterday as well, we have this big trend line on the daily, this support line, the new support line of the dominance, Bitcoin dominance chart, and we have this a resistance line, so we have a rising channel. Yes, so if Bitcoin pumps, of course we go up first, and but what we might expect is that we go up and bounce off of this, so we get a little bit rejection by the upper trend line and go down again. So because this trend line is kind of strong, baby, this is a resistance, so we have a rising wedge. Bitcoin pumps, we go up, and altcoins pump a little bit, but then Bitcoin dominance chart should be, we should be rejected right here. I almost expected. Then we go lower and see all altcoins pump. Also interesting to see, we have a double bottom here and the neckline that has been broken already. So what's also possible is that we do this, is that we go all the way up before we break down. We might just smash through this. We might just smash through this rising wedge resistance line and go all the way up. And it will actually not be too bad for the altcoins yet, because probably this might happen just because Bitcoin pumps and pumps and pumps. Then we would see this play out. But if this happens and we reach these levels, of course we will have some retracement, and this is where the altcoins will probably begin to pump. And ultimately, after a big Bitcoin pumpage, we want to see Bitcoin dominance slice through the falling wedge and then retest it, then go down to the 30 and 15% levels. This is where the altcoins will just explode. Okay, so this is the macro scale on everything. The S&P 500 went up yesterday, Bitcoin pumped. Dollar cost index went down. Total market cap was very nicely pumping and broke the neckline of the W, and probably will go up higher, which is super good news. And the next thing we look at, okay, let's take a really short look at the Bitcoin shorts and longs. Yeah, the shorts are going down and down and down, and the longs probably go up and up and up. Let's see. So actually the longs are diminishing a little bit. People are a little bit less bullish. And what about the shorts? They are going sideways. So these last candles, 4 hours, we're just going sideways, while the Bitcoin longs are diminishing. Yes, and it's probably explained, some people would explain it with the news, why that Amazon stuff, you know. So after this Amazon rumors, everybody thought we would go all the way up, because Amazon was accepting cryptos, but then they denied, they took it back. So they said that it's not the case, they will not include crypto payments. So everybody's logic is that we pumped because of Amazon. I think not really. It's not that the news create the pumps. I think the technical analysis show beforehand that we pump, and I will show you exactly how. So let me go to daily chart on Bitstamp, and let me show you just what's happening. So look, we have some X-ray trend lines like this. This is a super obvious X-ray trend line. We just connect this top, this bottom, and we bounce off of it. So people, after we started pumping, after this initial dump, we went up, and after breaking it, people were, they couldn't explain why did we reject right here. Well, look, we had this X-ray. It was almost to expect, and we also had this 200 EMA right here. So it was a strong resistance right here, and I'm not too much surprised that we got rejected right here, went down. So this X-ray pivot trend line so is strong, and after going below it, first we had to retest it, then we wanted to retest it again, and we just smashed through it. So this is very bullish because we just smashed through it. This is awesome. And I don't. Why do I not necessarily think that Amazon made us go upwards? Because even without Amazon, we saw that some huge trend lines were broken. Look, we connect on the daily chart. If we connect like this, this is a huge trend line. Let me even make it thicker, like this, and let's make it red. So this trend line, after this is a huge trend line. If this breaks, we see it. I see it again and again. We go up very strong. Every time this big trend lines break, we can also expand it all the way up here. Let's put it all the way up here, and you can almost. It's a bit of a stretch. I agree. It's very much of a stretch to count this as a trend line. Okay, maybe let's not do it. But let's find something else. We can also make something like this. Look, if we connect these, the previous, just what I had, this trend line, let's call it king. They are really kings, and they decide what's gonna happen. Look, we had from here, it's actually like this. It's insanely big, this trend line. We don't need news to see that after it breaks, we go up. So it was 70 days. We had 1 touch point, 2 touch point, 3. And after we break through it, of course, we might go up. And let's see, when did we break through it? So when was the Amazon stuff? When was the Amazon news? Was it yesterday or the day before? I don't remember. I believe it was like 2 days ago or something. Okay, let me fact check it. Like Amazon crypto news. So yeah, it was the day before yesterday. Okay, let's say 2 days ago we had this news. We are on the daily chart. So right? Somewhere around this area we had this news and we pumped, right? But do we really need this news? We already saw that this huge ass trend line has been broken right here. We pumped significantly and we closed a fat daily right here. And after this, even without Amazon, we took out one by one the previous highs right here, right here, right here. And we closed all these candles above it. And after we did this, it's almost to be expected that we will go up significantly, at least to the middle of this like falling wedge or something. So after we break the upper line of this, like the resistance, the upper trend line of king trend line of this falling wedge, it's almost to be expected that we go up. And then, so what is actually more likely to happen is that after we break this huge ass king trend lines right here, for example, what we can do is we just open our longs and we sit, wait and wait for the news, for some good news to happen. The first good news was like this conference with Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey and so on. This was the first news, right? I don't know where exactly it was, but we had this conference, we pumped a little bit, then the other good news happened. But it was all foreseeable because we broke this huge ass trend line. So not the news predict the market, it's the technical analysis that predicts the news. So also let's look back again. First of all, we had this huge king trend line being broken right here, so we might expect some big ass upwards movement. And after this, one of the most important areas for us to break was this one, because this was a potential rejection point of our X-ray pivot trend line. Let me make it violet because it's almost ultraviolet. Like let's make it very thick. This X-ray trend pivot line, it was very important to break, because basically what Bitcoin does is just it snakes around it, you know. It snakes around this. So let me like this, like this, like this. You see? Okay, let me make it more beautiful once again, like this, like this. This also might happen. We could continue pivoting and snaking around it. Let me make it very beautiful, like this. And from here, so the question is if we continue pivoting around it, and not necessarily. So it's we have no indicators that we will continue snaking around it, but instead I think we probably have more reason to believe that instead of continue snaking around this X-ray trend line, what we do instead, we just go up from here, because we also went up above the 200 EMA on the daily, and it's important. Okay, let's also check 50 EMA. What's up with that? Where is my 50 EMA? Is it this one? EMA number 3. 55 actually, because I like the Fibonacci's. Let's make it orange. All right, so yes, and we are way above the 50 EMA, which is very nice, and we are above the 200 EMA. Wow, this is so beautiful, baby. We are above them both. Very beautiful. If we are below them, we are, look, if we look back, it's still a little bit new to me, all these EMAs, so I might make some mistakes while talking about them, but I believe this is true what I'm gonna say. First of all, let me check if you have some comments. Okay, no comments. So every time we are above it, we are bullish. You see right here, we are above these two EMAs, and we are bullish. So look what happened in February last year, 2020. First we had this bearish cross, and we went all the way down, right? Look, this is important, baby. We had this cross, we went down, right? We had a huge dip all the way down to $3.8 thousand, and all of us were too stupid. The most of us were too stupid to buy right here. I bought just a little bit. So stupid. I should have bought like tons of it, but I bought just a little bit. But after this cross right here, we had some bearish action. But then after we managed to have a cross again, first of all, we went above them. So this was the first step. Number one is to break above both the 50 EMA and 200 EMA on the daily. Then we managed to have a bullish cross. So the orange EMA, the 55 EMA went above the 200 EMA. And this is where we started to just go up and up and up and have our bull run. Wow. And right now, why I'm so happy about it is because we went above them both. We went above the 55 EMA and the 200 EMA, and very soon I really hope that we do this, that the 55 EMA will go up and up and up, 200 EMA will also go up and up and up after, and then they cross here, and boom, we go up. It would be awesome, baby. It would be very awesome. So on the daily chart, we look amazing. We look truly amazing. So we were if we look at this right here on the daily chart, what we can see is that we are creating a new W. Let me remove this for a while. We don't need it right now. So first important thing to watch out for right now is that we just created kind of a W right here, or triple, couple of bottoms. So anyways, this line is obviously very important. Okay, if we want to be more exact, we should draw it like this. Okay, maybe something like this. It doesn't matter how you call it, double bottom, triple bottom, quadruple bottom. What matters is that we have a couple of bottoms and we have a neckline like this, and this is very important level. Okay, now let me make it beautiful. The neckline goes from here to here. Let's make it orange. Let me remove the 55 EMA. Let me remove this as well. So this is our neckline for our, let's say, double bottom, and we need to go above it. We were rejected 2 times already. We tried to, you don't see the wick, but here is a wick on above this. You see this wick? We went above it shortly. We almost touched the neckline, then we went down, and now we tried to go up. Today we went all the way up to 40,300 and then went down again for a bit. And yeah, what we need to do now is, of course, break this neckline at 41,400 something. Let me add the text here. So what we need to see is 44,000, like, okay, let's say 500 or 450. Neckline break. Okay. So the next 2 huge milestones for Bitcoin to break are these 2. First of all, of course, this neckline. We need this neckline to be violated and molested, and they're just broken hearted. Let me actually change the color to black. Yeah, like this. After we break this, oh my goodness, if we can break above 41 something, it would potentially mean that we should all the way up to about like 54,000. Super nice if we break it. So this is our first milestone. The next milestone is this X-ray. Oh, actually it's not an X-ray, it's just an emperor line. It goes away from our very top on mid of April, then mid of May. The tops, we connect them, and we have this, and this is a 3-day from the 3-day chart, I believe. Let me go to 3-day. I believe this is what I connected, or even weekly. I don't remember. Maybe it was the weekly. Let me go. No, maybe 2-day. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's go to the daily and connect them on the daily. More precise, like this. And I always try to connect the closes, not the wicks, only the closes. To me, they seem the most reliable. So the first milestone for us is, of course, on the Bitcoin chart, is this neckline of this potential W at 41,550, 41,450, and the next milestone is the Emperor spider line break. So we need to see Bitcoin also smash through this trend line right here. Oh shit, this trend line. It will be the next rejection point. So what will happen now? What can we expect? So I kind of doubt. It's difficult to imagine that we just smash through this neckline, go about, close above it, and then retest it and go up. Difficult to imagine for me, to be honest. What I think is more realistic is that we get rejection by the 41,000, 41-ish thousand. After this, we retrace, we retest the X-ray pivot trend lines, this violet ones. We retest it right here, and then like this, for example. And we have all kinds of support here. It's so many. Look, we have this milestone support lines. We have, I'm sure we have some. Yeah, at these levels we have all kinds of support. So what I can imagine to realistically play out is go down, retest, then bounce off of it again, while creating a new trend line like this. You see, create this new trend line, and then do something like this. Hopefully not breaking this trend line, because we would have to retest those levels again. So hopefully do something like this, and then create a double bottom, double bottom. So with this being the first bottom, this the second, then break this neckline finally and go up. So this is what I think is very, very possible. Maybe this is more realistic than just going up. So maybe something like this. So let me just keep it like this. And it would be then a reverse head and shoulders. And reverse head and shoulders, and the W, and whatever you call it, doesn't matter. It has the same, it has all the same target at around like 54,000 something. So this is the overall analysis of Bitcoin right now. So on the daily, we have this beautiful double bottom, and soon possibly a reverse head and shoulders. But it doesn't matter how you call it. What matters is just this neckline. And realistically, what will happen is we go down, create a higher low, go up, get rejected by the neckline again, then go down, create a W, and then smash through it. This is more realistic than we just go straight up, although it might happen. So, and yeah, this is on the daily. Is there something else on the daily? Well, yeah, we might draw some support lines. We might draw some support lines right here. No, I don't like that music. Let's go with the happy swim, maybe. I have this beautiful app, Brain FM. It gives me nice music. No, I don't want this. Soaring Heights, maybe? No. Cloudless Sky. Yeah, let's go with this. Yeah, nice atmosphere. So, what else is important on this chart? So we first of all we just watch Bitcoin do something, either be rejected by this neckline or smash through it, and later we will have to watch these levels. Let me draw some daily support and resistance lines. Okay. So these are the little support lines, support and resistance lines that we will need to break. The strongest being this one, I believe, because we have a big bottom right here, and here also bottom area. So we will have to smash through them. But okay, let me remove them again because we are not there yet. After we break the neck, then we will look at them again and draw them back in. So overall, on the Bitcoin daily, I am very bullish. We are above the 200 EMA. We are above the 55 EMA. We are above the X-ray trend pivot line. We are, of course, above our King trend line. And yeah, our milestone at this very moment is to break above the previous high, which is 41,400 something. The neckline. Okay, this is the macro structure, the bigger picture. So let's go into the smaller time frames and see what's happening there. But not on this chart, not on the Bitstamp. Let me go to Bybit chart. Okay, on the Bybit chart, we are on the 4 hour. And yeah, actually the neckline, the trend line. Oh, let me go back to the Bitstamp chat. Actually, let me see if you have some comments. No comments. If you have comments, questions, suggestions, then let me know. So let me real quick go back to the Bitstamp chart. We have this beautiful double bottom and possibly a reverse head and shoulders. But there is another beautiful thing that I just saw on the 4 hour chart. Actually, we can lower the neckline a little bit, so we don't have to go as high to break it. Let me draw another one, and to be exact, it's this. So if we take this 4 hour closes right here as our starting point, and then we just connect them to the previous high, which was here. So what we see is this baby happening. Look, it's so yesterday I already saw that we had this on the 4 hour we had this tilted neckline. I just connect this high, and yesterday or the day before we were rejected by this orange neckline for a bit, and we created this super strong neckline trend line. And for me, this trend line is actually almost more important than the black one, because more often than not, after we break above these big ass trend lines, we continue to go higher. And look, we broke above it, baby. We broke above it. We closed already 3 candles. We closed 3 candles above the orange neckline. And of course, the daily trend lines are stronger, so we cannot draw the same trend line on the daily. If you look at this orange trend line right here, okay, let me remove this double bot. You cannot draw this orange trend line on the daily. On the daily you have something like this. Let me actually even keep it, let me make it red and keep it. So this trend line on the daily is also super important, and this is where we were rejected today, right here. But on the 4 hour we can draw this beautiful trend line. And let me make it orange again, and we broke above it, and I like it. So beautiful, beautiful. It means that we go up. There's very high chances that we at least break this neckline after breaking this big orange trend line. And also we might almost treat it as a double bottom, actually. Maybe if we go to 2 hour or 1 hour, it will be more obvious. Let's go to 1 hour. Okay, not really. It would be kind of a stretch to treat this as a W. So if we go, let's say, from here, no, we can't do it. But maybe here, no W's yet. Okay, let's then look at this 1 hour chart, what we can draw now, what we can expect. But let's do it on the Bible chart. Alright, no questions. Okay. So the question is what will Bitcoin do, and Ethereum also, in the next few hours. We are on the Bitcoin 1 hour chart. We see a bunch of trend lines and necklines and everything, and we want to know well, yeah, on the 1 hour chart we might treat it as a trend line, but it's too close together. We have to go at least 30 minutes. Okay, on the 30 minutes we can draw better trend lines. Okay, let's go to 15 minutes. Yeah, I think the 15 minute is more important to us. Okay, let's switch it to black. Let's go with black, baby. Let's make it a little bit thinner, not so fat. So this looks like a possible trend line, maybe even like this or like this. Let's see what makes the most sense. I usually try to connect the closes of the candles, not the wicks. They seem to be more reliable to me. But let's go with the wicks very shortly. Then we would have this trend line with the wicks. Maybe on the 5 minutes it looked better with the wicks. Okay, let's see. Okay, I still don't like the wicks. Let's go with the closes. So actually we might go and test this level again before we go up, because we have kind of a strong trend line that began back then. Okay, let's switch to 15 minute and let's see. So right here, or maybe even something like this. Yeah, it's quite possible actually that we retest these levels, that we just go like this and do something like this. Actually totally possible, and it would be like in 8 hours or in 6 or in 4 hours, whenever it's doing this. So if we want to trade it right now, we need to see some trend lines that are being broken. One of the trend lines I see is this black one, this trend line, but it's not broken yet. For this trend line to be broken, we need to see something like this, maybe something like this, and then maybe, for example, it breaks here, then we might short it, but we should be super careful with shorting right now, because we are in a major uptrend, and in an uptrend, if we break these trend lines, very often we just either just fake out right away, or we go a little bit sideways like this, then create a new higher low and go up again, and technically just creating a new trend line, you know. So this is what's very possible in a uptrend. So if we short it, that means, for example, if it breaks here, closes with a 15-minute candle right here, and we open a short, then we take our profits very, very quickly. No financial advice, but this is what I would do. So very quickly, and the stop loss should be really tight above this previous wick. So if it goes all the way down. But it probably we can also draw this kind of trend lines. So okay, it's too little. You see, this is an example. We have a big uptrend, and we have this trend line on the 15-minute. Like we have on all higher time frames big uptrend, but on the 15-minute we see some trend line breaking down, and it goes sideways. Instead of like here, you see this trend line. Let's make it red. So no, not red. Let's make it green. Green. This trend line right here got broken here. We closed below it, and you see we just kind of go sideways. We might go a little bit lower like this and then bounce up. So you don't win too much actually by shorting. It's because you have to wait long time, and all this time you are in stress and so on. So okay, but if this would be a more volatile trend line, because this is a small one, you know, the best trades are from the broken trend lines, which do something. Oh no, which go something like this, for example, and then this, very volatile, and then they break here. They play out better than these little tiny small ones, you know, tick 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 tick. And this is a quite small one. Right now just going a little bit sideways, retesting, maybe doing something like this, and goes back up. So this trend line for me is not tradable right now, not necessarily. Probably there's something better. If we really need to short or long something, let's try to look for W's. Okay, let me see if you have some questions or no. So before I get my breakfast, let's see if we can open some trades. Maybe let's go to the 5 minutes. Okay, on the 5 minutes, we almost created a double top, but we didn't. We went up. This is good. And right now on the 5 minute, we are just about to create some kind of double bottom, but we have a long way to go for the bottom, because to be super exact, this would be the trend, the neckline this week right here. So we would have to go significantly up and break this level. And it's funny that it's at this level, it's confluence. Okay, anyways, if this is a double bottom, the most precise double bottom neckline would be this green line, and we would have to wait a long time to trade it. But if we are a little bit less precise, a little bit more optimistic, we might just go with this trend line, with this neckline. We might just say, okay, our neckline is just this one. We connect the closes of the 5 minute candles, and yeah, and that's enough for us. And if we close above it on the 5 minute chart, like 40,300, we might open a long. And it's also important to see that we have some major resistance here. You see the resistance box begins somewhere right here. This blue box. Let me show you what it is on the 4-hour chart. So if you go to the 4-hour, this resistance blue box is an area where we have some touch points. So the upper line is this week's, and the lower. And the lower is because of this. You see, we were rejected once right here, and right here a couple of short times, and yeah. Also, we had this rejection right here. You see, we have a couple of rejections at around the bottom of the blue box. Also right here. So right now we might be approaching it again, and we might get some rejections again if we go inside it. And this might be about the target of a possible W, if this W really appears. Yeah, it's somewhere around here. So if we open a long here, I would, and if we smash through this little W, a little trend line, this violet one, if we smash through it with the W, I would definitely take like 75 or 50% of the profits out right here, and maybe put the stop loss in the profit. But the stop loss should be at least here, of course, below the previous low. That is actually, of course, if we do break above it right now. I don't know. So we have basically right now two scenarios. The bearish scenario is that we get rejected here and go down and bounce off of this, thus creating a new, confirming this nice trend line, and wait for something to happen. Either we do something like this, and then we might make a short scalp right here, very careful because of the uptrend, or we might be looking for a new double top. So for example, if something like this happens and we go above and break these necklines, this one, and then of course at this point we can go long. It's on the 5 minute, and we will find out if we go bearish or bullish on this short time frame very soon. Yeah, within 1 or 2 hours, within 15 minutes or 2 hours, we might see something unfold. All right. So this is the situation on the 5 minute. So look, on the 1 hour, on the 1 hour or on the 4 hour, we have no trend lines that have been broken that we can trade. But on the 5 minute, we have this little scalp, possible W's or double bottoms or double tops. We just have to wait and see. Actually, we can also draw this trend line right here. Or even this little trend line like this, which would be kind of a double top from here to here to here. So if this breaks, we might also very carefully open a short and write it down. It would be just a little, not even 1%, about like 0.7 or 0.8%, but still it's a little scalp. It's possible. And like I said, we cannot expect it to smash all the way through down, because we have super strong support right here. Many spider lines, X-rays, and necklines. Also this trend line might catch us right here. So I cannot imagine that. Okay, I can imagine, but I think it's a little bit less likely that we just smash through it. I think it's a little bit more realistic to expect a bounce right here. Okay, I want to look at the 4-hour chart again. And what doesn't let me go is this neckline, this beautiful 4-hour neckline, and we broke above it. technically we broke above it and we should continue higher, but it's already a little bit of a stretch for this trend line. So okay, it's the 4-hour. You know, the thing is, if you have to zoom out like this, so where the candles are getting super small, you know, the candles are becoming less and less visible, and you try to connect them, it's of course it's getting a little bit less reliable than if you like zoom in. Like you see these bigger candles, you can clearly see them, the trend lines being broken, then you can trade it. But if you have to zoom out so much, they become more noisy. So if you have to zoom out this much, it's probably better to go with higher time frames, maybe 8 hour. Let's look at the 8 hour. So this is better, so you don't have to zoom out as much, and everything is still visible, and we still can connect this two tops right here, and we broke above it. Yes, we broke above it, and probably we could expect some more upwards movement, but still it's a bit of a stretch. Why? Because this top right here is weak. Actually, it's a little bit weak, this one. I'm very hesitant to use this to draw this trend line, because you know, it's not like we went from the bottom and we created this high and went down, and then we were able to create this neckline. No, it's not clean. It's not clean like this. It's not as clean. It's kind of dirty, because just before that we went down. So it's not a clean top. A clean top is where you have to the left and to the right white area. You have here white area and here white area, empty space. But here we don't have empty space. So this is actually a very weak top. So I'm very hesitant to trade based upon this trend line. This is why. So for example, if we had something like this, a clean top, clean other top, you know, okay, like this, this would be clean, a clean trend line, but we have no white space to the left, so not clean to me, and I'm hesitant to trade based upon it. Actually, let me try another thing. Let me expand this trend line all the way up here. Oh, that's interesting. So if we expand this trend line all the way up to this close, you see I didn't connect it with the wick, I connected with the close of the 8-hour candle on 28th February. If we connect them like this, it's a little bit more clean actually. Let's see what happened here. And we broke above it. Okay, now it looks better. But now you see that we didn't confirm it yet. Yeah, we didn't confirm the 8-hour candle. So if we go to the 8-hour, we need to see a close above this orange trend line. And if we do close, hopefully a little bit higher, somewhere here, this 8-hour candle, then we might trade based upon it. or we at least might start looking for a trade. But so far I'm not too much convinced by this trend line. Not yet convinced. I want to see some closes way above this trend line. Okay, I have to admit this the neckline that I drew before has more validity, and it's probably more our real milestone to look for. So this neckline right here. Yeah, this is our real milestone to look for. You see the wick, then right here, and we should break about. Okay. So yeah, on the bigger time frames, on 8 hour, 4 hour, 1 hour, we need this neckline to be broken in the next few hours. If we get rejected, then we will just wait and hope. Alright, that's probably it for Bitcoin on the 5, and yeah, it's following exactly our double top. On the 5 minute we are looking for break of this or this trend lines, so we can short it very carefully or long it. This is what I'm gonna be looking at. Oh, now we're dropping. Interesting. So I'm hesitant to short it right now because it went up and we have this kind of strong trend line right here. How much would it be if we close below it? Not even 1%. I don't even know if we go lower. Okay, we have 20 seconds to go before we close it. Let me check real quick if you have comments. Okay, 3 seconds, 2, 1. Okay, we didn't close below yet on the 5 minute. We might just bounce off. Yeah, we're probably just gonna do something like this before we do something. Okay, it's decision time. Let me decide the exact points where I will open a short or a long based on the 5 minute. Let's see. So definitely if we go down like this and bounce and go up like this and do something like this, basically creating a volatile trend line, and if we break it right here and close below it, then I might short it all the way down to these levels. This is what I'm looking for. Yes, probably what I'm gonna be looking for. And if we break this level, I'm not sure. I think I will not short it. If we break from here, then chances are we bounce here. So it would be too little, it was 0.5% or something. not really worth the hustle. Oh my god, this double top looks like an ass to me. Oh my god. Okay, try to unsee it. Try to imagine something else. Okay, and this is also a neckline to watch for. If we break above it, somewhere here, I might long it as well. Carefully. Yeah, these are the points I'm looking for. So I want to see either a break here. Let's make it green and green. I will either open some long positions here if we break this level, or if we break something like this big. Let me make it red. Or if we break this, then probably short it. Okay, so, and if we break here, I do nothing. Yeah, it's too little percentage. But this is on the 5-minute chart. As soon as we break something and I open a short, we will also look at the bigger time scales and time frames and see what we can do. All right, I'm gonna have my coffee, my little breakfast, my protein, because yesterday I did some nice squats, baby. Yesterday I did some nice squats, and yeah, I'm gonna close this. Oh, I didn't check the altcoins at all. Do you want to take a look at altcoins? Yeah, probably we're gonna take a look at Cardano and VeChain and BNB. Let me change the title. Cardano, BNB, VeChain. No, in this order. Okay, what else? Cardano, VeChain, BNB. These are my absolutely favorite. Maybe take a very quick look at XRP. Okay. Alright, so let's go back. Oh, we are breaking this little neckline on the 5-minute. Interesting. But like I said, I don't short this break because I want to short the bigger lines. Anyways, okay, let's take a look first at Cardano. Oh, I absolutely love Cardano. It's so nice. I have my staking. I'm staking it. It's beautiful. If you stake Cardano, you know it will probably go all the way up to $10 or $20. It's because it's such an amazing product, the Cardano, and not only that you can expect the gains, you can also stake it, and every 5 days you get fucking 5% yearly. Every 5 days you get paid by staking. You do nothing. You have your Cardano on the ledger. It's safe. Nobody can take it away from you. It cannot be burnt, lost. Nothing can happen to it. And you get free money. Like, it's different if you stake, if you put your money on BlockFi, for example. I also have a little bit of money on BlockFi. But on BlockFi, there's a risk. People, you lend it to people, you give your money to people, and on BlockFi, they can fuck it up, and then you end up losing your money. But of course, the probability is super low that BlockFi will fuck up. It's almost zero. It's super low, I believe. But with Cardano, you have literally zero risk. It will just go up, and you just stake it, and you can sell it at any time. It's beautiful. So I love my Cardano. Let's see what we can say about Cardano right now. What we can see. First of all, the daily chart. Let's look at the daily chart. Okay. So of course we went up, just like Bitcoin went up, because if Bitcoin goes up, all altcoins go up. They just follow it. Usually, as long as Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins pump as well a little bit. But then as soon as Bitcoin goes a little bit sideways and we have a little bit of stability, wow, then the altcoins pump really. So right now we have this stage of Bitcoin pumping and everything pumps a little bit as well. So what can we say about what's happening right here on the daily chart? Yeah, I saw it yesterday as well. On the 4-hour chart it's a little bit more clean. Let's go to the 4-hour. I think it looks more clean on the 4-hour. Oh yeah, that is very beautiful. We have this orange trend line. It's super strong. And it has been broken to the upside. So we pumped, then we retested it again, and now we go up again. You probably don't understand what I'm talking about. So basically my overall strategy with trading is first no indicators at all. Maybe the 200 EMA, maybe sometimes the RSI, but what I see more and more, you can almost just ignore the indicators. You just draw trend lines and it's working out. For example, we had this beautiful pink trend line on Cardano. You just connect the bottoms. You see, they connect the bottoms right here. Let me draw them. Here's a bottom, here's a bottom. We connect them, and as soon as we break it, we go low. We could have made stupid money if I saw it back then, but I didn't see it back then by just shorting Cardano. And you don't even need to wait for this dragon or head and shoulders to play out, because usually people, they wait for this neckline to break right here, and it would be super good money. It would be stupid amounts of money by shorting it. But you don't have to wait that long, because these trend lines on the 4-hour, they are hella strong as well. They play out almost always. It's difficult to find where they don't work. Even if they fake out very shortly, you know, and they go even if they fake out maybe like this, but you still had your chance to get some money, get your percentages. So anyways, this is the power of the trend lines, and of course, the further back the trend line goes, the stronger it is, of course. So we had this huge trend lines. And you can draw them on the logarithmic scale. This is what I do usually, or you can draw them on the normal scale. This is why I have two lines. The red one is of the normal scale. You connect the highest high or the previous high and connect with this highs, and you get this. And you could just long it from here and get your money based upon this. But I like the logarithmic scale better. It seems to me a little bit more reliable. But I will have to research it a little bit more and decide which is better, the logarithmic or arithmetic scale. Anyways, let me remove this trend line first so it doesn't distract. So we have this, on the logarithmic scale, we have this huge trend line. Let's make it thick. Let's make it thick. Let's make it thick. Yeah. One top, 3 top, 4 tops, 5 almost a top that we can connect, and then it got broken here, and of course it went straight up. We had no time to wait for the 4 hour to close. At this point we would probably have to go at the 1 hour chart and see if we have a 1 hour close. Yeah, we had 1 hour close above this orange trend line. At this point we might have opened a long, but it's not the most important thing to say right now. What I want to point out is this, that we had this huge ass trend line on Cardano. We broke above it, then we went down, and then we retested it. And we stayed above it, and this is huge. So we also already created this new trend lines, which is a rising wedge. Let me make everything black. Let's make it black. Okay, let's make it a little bit thinner, like this, like this. Yeah, and this trend line is of course stronger. Let's make it also black and thicker. Okay, let's make it thick again. So we already created, after breaking this big orange trend line on Cardano, we went up and we went down and retested it. So retested it twice, here and here, and now we have successfully created a beautiful rising wedge on Cardano, and we are currently inside it. So what will happen next? If you want to trade it right now, you have to wait until some of these trend lines break. So if you swing trade, if you trade like based on the 4 hour, you will have to wait until we do something maybe like this, and then see if we get rejected or go above it. If we go above it and Bitcoin also looks very bullish, then we can carefully open long positions from here. If it breaks right here to the downside, I would be very careful to short it, because if we go below it, we would still have this huge support trend line. Actually, let me make it black or red, because it's a king trend line. I give them names. If it goes back longer than 2 weeks, then it's a king trend line. It's 2 months. Look, 2 months trend line on the logarithmic for Cardano. It's a strong baby actually. So if it goes back like 10 days, I call it a queen trend line. Let me actually put it here. King, top, this. Okay, and this is our little queen trend line. Left bottom. Okay. All right. So if you want to short it, you wait for this trend line to break. But right now, it would be very risky to short it, even if it breaks, because we have this support line, like I said, also a horizontal support line before that, so it might just go down and bounce back up, most likely, especially if Bitcoin is going up. So on the 4 hour, shorting would be a little bit risky. So if you do short it up on closing, let's say if we close a 4 hour below here, below this level, and you want to short it, and also because maybe you saw a double top or reverse or this head and shoulders you were paying attention to, so you decide to short right here, I would be very careful. So what I would look for is on the 1 hour, if we close a 1 hour candle below these lines, maybe somewhere here, and then I would open a short, but probably if I want to short it, but take my profits as soon as possible. Right here, for example, I would take maybe 50% out. After like 1%, after we go down for 1% on Cardano, if you short it, I would take like at least half of the position out and let the rest run and set the stop loss. So the stop loss then should be at least somewhere here, or even here, and move the stop loss into profit. So I would be very careful. But if it does play out, and if Bitcoin really has some downward retracement, Bitcoin, here I'm talking about, okay, let's see. If Bitcoin does this, then of course this oh, it looks like a dick. This dragon, this this head and shoulders might take us all the way down to $1, $1.16. But it's only if Bitcoin decides to go this low. And also what's important to remember, sometimes Cardano stays a little bit stable even though Bitcoin goes down. Cardano likes to stay stable. So we might not even see this level. So if it breaks down, then Cardano might just go to these levels because we have some previous lows right here, or maybe here, maybe have a little wick here and then go dip, and then decides to go above the king trend line again. So if you are confused right now, the gist is this: if we break below this level so if we break, for example, 125 and we close hourly candle at these levels, then we might very carefully short it and take the profits very soon, maybe at this first level, this previous low, then maybe half of your position, and then the next here, because it's not sure that we go down. Because if we are at these levels, let's say you took out your whole position and would still continue down, you can still open a short, because if everything goes down and Bitcoin goes down at this point, then of course Cardano will also have some movements. But until we see that bearishness in Bitcoin, we have to be very careful with shorting Cardano. And of course, if we go higher and break these levels, then we can long it. But we can go long even earlier if we see some W's right here, for example. If we go above this trend neckline, if we close a 1 hour candle above $1.30, we can quite reliably long Cardano all the way up to 134.35 cents at least, or all the way up to the top of the channel. Okay, but what if you just hodl Cardano? What if you, like me, I like to leverage trade only Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum, because everything else is so highly dependent on Bitcoin. Sometimes even if you short it right here, if Bitcoin decides to go up again, then these trend lines less reliable. So this is why I try to hodl and buy Cardano instead of trading, leverage trading. So let's see where Cardano might be heading on the daily chart. So if you're just asking yourself if you should buy it right now, okay, first let me remove this. This, remove this as well. And this one we don't need as well on the daily. Okay, let's see. The question that I'm asking, okay, first of all, do we have some comments or suggestions? Okay. The question I'm asking myself right now is where Cardano is gonna go, and my answer is simple: it's going up. Cardano looks very bullish to me, super bullish, because we have this king trend line, like I told you before, this king trend line, and it doesn't matter if we go to logarithmic scale or a regular scale. On both scales we broke this trend line, we closed the daily above it. So right now I expect it to make maybe a little retest here and then go up. This will be our super important level here, because this is the neckline of our W. So probably, you know what I'm gonna do? Probably I might just risking it. If we go down and retest it, let me go back to 4 hour. Matter of fact, if we retest it again and go up after this, maybe right in this area, then I might just open a huge long position and leverage trade it. Why? Yeah, because this trend line is strong. They are strong, these levels. Wow, this is a nice idea. How about just opening in big long position on Cardano? As you can see, after we broke this huge trend line right here, we first had to retest it and then we went up again. If you would open any trades, it would be how much? Yeah, approximately 8%, something like 8% pumpage before we went down. So maybe we can expect something similar to happen right here with Cardano. So I'm really tempted. I don't know if you can even see it. I'm really tempted to open a huge long trade for Cardano. What would it be? Let's see. Let's take our long. Let's see. Alright, if I would open the trade right now at this exact moment, and what would be my risk? I would have to, let me switch to 4 hour first. So if I open it right here, my stop loss would probably be below this level, 120, maybe even 118. Okay, let's first go with 120, just below the 120, and it would be 4% down. Oh, it's a lot of money. Okay, but no problem. So then if I trade it up, my first take profit would be probably somewhere here at the previous closes of the 4-hour candles. So it would be about 8%. Risk to reward ratio almost 2. So if I open a long position on Cardano right now, yeah. And then what I could do is just I could just take out half of my position at these levels, move my stop loss above the entry, and maybe even add to the position if I see some W's here. And probably what could happen is just a huge movement upwards. It would be insanely big long ride for Cardano. It would be awesome. Oh my goodness. But there's a little problem. First of all, of course, we would have to watch this neckline because it's like a W right here. We have to watch it. This is our critical next milestone for Cardano. No, I don't like it. It's another music. No. Yeah. No, hidden cove. No. Let's play something else. No. London by Dawn, a trend on Brain FM. Okay. I believe yesterday London had some problems with the water in a field which some people are losing their wealth or their health or their lives. It's very bad. I hope it stops soon. Anyways, the name is London by Dawn. No, it's too negative. I need something a little bit more positive. Maybe zero gravity. Let's see. Okay, I like that. Let's go with this. So, the big picture on Cardano right now is this. We need to take out this milestone. We need to complete this W and break the neckline and go up. But it's already looking very good for Cardano because we broke above this king trend line, which went up 2 months ago, 60 days back. Look, it's huge. And we broke above it right here after Bitcoin pumped. Look right here, we broke above it. We pumped, we went down, and we are currently retesting these levels. And actually, the mere fact that we broke this king trend line is almost enough to expect some upwards movement. So I probably will open a nice long trend. Long trade, maybe somewhere at these levels, for example, after I see some bounce off of this rising wedge trend line, and just write it up, having a stop loss right below it, below the previous low, maybe even here, not sure. And yeah, actually I'm quite confident in this trade to open it, but there's one problem, and this problem is Bitcoin, is because if I open the trade right here and we start going up, but then Bitcoin decides to do a major retracement downwards. Let's actually check what Bitcoin is. Yeah, it's 39,500, still up. But if Bitcoin decides to go down and retrace significantly, then we will be closed out probably on Cardano. Because what also might happen is that we retest this king line somewhere here and then go back up. So yeah, might be quite risky, but maybe it's worth the risk. So let's see where I could be opening this trade. Probably I need to go to 1 hour and look for W's, double bottoms. So first of all, I want to see this head and shoulders not to play out. So we need to hold this level. This is what I want to see first. And or if we break this level, I will desperately hope and pray that we hold this king trend line and then maybe wick below it and then close above it again. Then would be probably be a good time to open this long trade. But one of the good scenarios would be something like this. If we go down, then go up like this, for example, then we go down again, bounce off this trend line and create a nice W like this. Then at this point we might open this Cardano trade. Why am I hesitant to open it right now at this moment? It's because of emotions. It's quite probable, it's quite likely that if I open the trade right now, that we first will dip below it and stay below for a bit and then go up, and I will see negative numbers. So to reduce the probability of seeing red numbers, being a negative on your trade, you are better off opening the positions based on W's on the lower time frames. For example, right here the next W would be this, and here. So that would be in the neckline, look like sunglasses. So okay, actually let me go on the 15 minute. It's actually better recognizable on the 15 minute. So again, the W would look like this then. Like this, and then we go up. And this would be the neckline. And after we close above this neckline, we might at least be looking at hopefully at a 135 something Cardano, which is not unlikely, because we just recently we had almost 140, and 135 looks totally possible after breaking this W on the 15 minute. So this looks very promising actually. If we create a W and we break above it, I think this is where I will then open the long position on Cardano. However, it will be less better entry, because the entry will be way higher. If I open the trade right now, the entry would be better, but then I would risk it, because I would risk it right now that it would just go down, you know. So maybe I should open a little short, or a little long at this moment. Who knows? Okay, actually, there's something else I see right now on Cardano 15-minute chart. Maybe we have some. Oh, we have a beautiful trend line here. Oh, it's a symmetrical triangle. Interesting. Something is brewing up. And as you can see, I don't look at the indicators. And my current theory is that you probably don't need them. Let me change the colors a little bit. So, okay, looks like a symmetrical triangle. This structure right here, and we are exactly at the apex. So yeah, Cardano will, if you want to trade it, leverage trade it, the next let's say 1 to 5 to 6 hours, the next 1 to 5 hours are super important to watch, because what we need to watch right now on Cardano is if we break any of these levels. If we break, for example, this neckline, this bottom of this triangle, or if we break this resistance line, the upper trend line of the triangle on Cardano. So yeah, we will see. I hope it breaks somewhere here, and ultimately this double bottom, so we can trade it upwards. It would be the best thing that could happen today. Okay, let me ask myself, do I open a small trade right now already, so I have a good entry? Do I risk it or not? Am I risking it or not? Actually, let's compare this 15-minute chart with Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing. At this very moment. Bitcoin is doing exactly as what we expected it probably to do. Is just, I expected it to go down and bounce off of this trend line, and it's going up. And as soon as I see some trend lines broken, I will probably open some trades. So if we break on the Bitcoin this trend line, I will be opening a short right here or a long right here. But I want to compare Cardano and Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoin, and this is Cardano. What I want to see is how Cardano reacts to Bitcoin. This is what I want to see. I want to see how reliable it is. It's a bit confusing. So the situation is like this. On the 15 minutes we have this symmetrical triangle on Cardano, and on Bitcoin we have also, we might make a case of a triangle. If we do something like this, but it would be a rising triangle actually. So this would be the triangle on Bitcoin. We might make a case of a triangle. So on Cardano, we have this. So I'm comparing these two. The Bitcoin triangle is a rising one, if we can call it a triangle, and the Cardano is symmetrical. So on Cardano we have this important trend lines, this one, we have a rising wedge on Cardano, and on Bitcoin we have a rising wedge. Yeah, something is rising, so we have these trend lines on both sides. The ultimate question I'm asking myself right now is, if I open a long trade on Cardano right now, can I expect Bitcoin to continue upwards so it doesn't drag down my Cardano trade? This is what I'm asking myself. You understand? So if I opened a long trade on Cardano right now without waiting for this W to play out, can I rely on Bitcoin to go up for the next time? Well, probably yes, because we bounced off this trend line and we continue to go up. I think right now I have an idea. I think the best way to trade altcoins right now is the following. First, we look at Bitcoin. We want Bitcoin to break some trend lines to the upside. For example, a W. If we have a W that we create on Bitcoin and we break this W neckline to the upside, or we have a wedge and we break it to the upside. Now let me remove all this other stuff so it's not as confusing. Remove this, and also remove this. So for example, I think the ideal way to trade altcoins, to leverage trade altcoins right now is this. First, you look for Bitcoin to go up. For example, if we have this trend line, this W, the double bottom, if we see it breaking right here and go up, we can expect Bitcoin to go up for a bit from here. And at this point, we very quickly look what Cardano is doing. And then we open a trade here as well. Probably it will be the same situation. Probably we will also have some W's on Cardano, which just broke out. And we just open the trade, keeping in mind that Bitcoin will probably continue higher since it broke a double bottom. We cannot, so I think it's too risky to try to trade altcoins like Cardano isolated from Bitcoin. I think it's a little bit risky. We need to see Bitcoin moving up. So the worst situation to open a trade on Cardano would be, for example, if we see Cardano break this neckline of this W, of this double bottom. First bottom, second bottom, we have the neckline right here. We break above it. We have a 15-minute close above it, and we think we can trade it upwards and open a long position. Yeah, we open this trade, but then we see Bitcoin going down at the same time, and that would mean that this trade will fake out, that we will just go like this, that the Cardano will just go down again because Bitcoin drags it down. So before we open any altcoin trades, we first want to see Bitcoin break some W's or trend lines. This is the thing. So step number one, we see some break of structure on Bitcoin, some W neckline being broken. Then we look at Cardano. If we find some W's here, double bottoms, whatever, we can also open a trade. But I still don't have the answer to my question if I should open a long trade on Cardano right now to have a good entry. I'm undecided. I'm undecided. Let's go to 5 minutes. Let me actually remove this dark triangle. If you have some questions or suggestions or thoughts, let me know. All right. So, Cardano. Yeah, on the 5 minute, or let's say on 2 minute, it's a little W. It's a tiny bitsy W. Now we go down, go up. So I'm not decided on Cardano. If I should trade it right now, I will wait a couple of minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Most probably will just wait Cardano to decide and break something. Maybe break this resistance line or this support line. One of these should be broken before we open it straight. And as of hodling, let's see. The question is it a good time to buy right now? With a long-term perspective. Let's see how much it retraced already on Fibonacci's. Oh. So if we take the previous low as this, then we retraced already way down. I don't even know which levels these are. It's probably 80 something. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Can we go even lower on Cardano? Can we retrace even more? Okay, let's say we take the bottom all the way down to here. If we use this level as our bottom, lowest point, this level right here. If we use this, how much did we retrace from there? Well, we retraced to the 0.236. $38.2 would be 65 cents. Doesn't look likely to me. So do I open a trade right now or do I wait? Do I wait? Actually, this upper line, let me change it. On 1 hour, it would be more precise like this. It's more precise. Actually, yeah, if we break this level, this would be kind of nice confirmation. What about 4 hours? How does it look on 4 hours? Okay, less convincing. Yeah, on the 1 hour, this, if we break above this trend line, we might open a long trade. Alright, I will probably just open a small position right now and probably add to the position after we go above it. And I will have my stop loss below the previous low right here at 123. Alright, let's take a super short look at VeChain and Ethereum. Oh, first Ethereum. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Okay, on the 15-minute we can draw some trend lines. Oh, Ethereum broke down, dipped below this trend line and went up again. And probably this is again a case where it just tries to follow Bitcoin and goes down because Bitcoin goes down, but then Bitcoin goes up and it goes up again. Let's actually see what happened 45 minutes ago on Bitcoin. Okay. 8:30. Yeah, it just again, Bitcoin like 45 minutes ago, Bitcoin was heading downwards, was going down. Look, 45 minutes ago, Bitcoin went down. Ethereum thought, oh, Bitcoin is going down, we need to go down as well. And it went down heavily. It overshot even its own support line, went below its own support line, didn't respect it because, why? Because Bitcoin went down, but then Bitcoin decided to go up again because it bounced off its support line. Bitcoin has more respect for its support lines, so it bounced here, Bitcoin bounced here, and Ethereum said, oh, sorry, my support trend line, I violated you unnecessarily because Bitcoin just went down, but Bitcoin decided to go up again, so hello again, let us inside this channel again. So now it's back inside the channel. This is why I say Bitcoin is the king. Bitcoin, if we want to short any altcoins or Ethereum, we first look at Bitcoin at this moment. If we see Bitcoin going up, for example, breaking some W's, we open a trade on Bitcoin, and then we look at Ethereum. If it's breaking some W's as well, then we necklines of a W or a double top, then we trade altcoins as well. Same with Cardano. I'm still a little bit hesitant to open the trade on Cardano at this very moment because I can almost feel it going up and then be rejected by this trend line again to retest this level and then break up. I can almost feel it because in order to break this trend line, we would have to see Bitcoin heading upwards very, very confidently. But right now it's just staying at this levels. I hope it makes sense to you. If you have some questions or suggestions, let me know. And by the way, you can add me on Twitter. Let me actually create real quick a Twitter logo. Daviyoshi Twitter logo. Yeah, let's open a new project. Logo. Real quick. Okay. Daviyoshi. This is my Twitter. Background eraser. Alright, so this will be my little Twitter. Let's change the text font, something else. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Make it a PNG. This. And let's make it gray real quick. Okay, let's export it. So I believe we can use it right here. I need to figure out how to add to it. Image, oh yes, image. Okay. Where do we put it? Maybe somewhere here. Alright. Let's see how it looks. Ah, should be fine, should be fine. Okay, let's go back. Now we're pumping. Now we're pumping. Let me see if you have some questions or suggestions. Let me know if you do. Anyways, okay, let's look at Bitcoin and Cardano. We want to see. So, if you just started viewing my live stream, the quick story is this. We have on the 15 minute, we have on Bitcoin this W appearing. We want this W to complete, and if we break above it, we can open a long position, and at the same time we can also go to Cardano and other altcoins and open long positions on them as well, because they are just copying what Bitcoin is doing. If Bitcoin goes up, they go up, and they often overshoot. And the same with Ethereum. So instead of trying to leverage straight, for example, Cardano based on some lines that are breaking. So if you see this trend line being broken, it's not yet confirmed that you can open a long trade right here, because first you want to see Bitcoin breaking some trend lines and going up, and then you can be more or less safe that altcoins will also go up, so you can trade them as well. So this is the current situation. It's too quiet. There's no music. I want to hear some music. I love Brain FM. Very nice. Okay, so on Bitcoin, I'm focusing on these two points. I want to see Bitcoin either breaking this trend line to the downside. Let me paint right here, for example, doing something like this, go back to the black trend support line, go up and then go down again, and for example break it right here, then I could open a short position. But very careful, like I said, because we have a major uptrend. If we have a major uptrend, then the shorts will be often a fake out or going sideways and something, so I would take the profits very early if I shorted. But also it could go up, it could just break this upper neckline. Wait, it's wrong, it should be like this. So this neckline, after it breaks, if it breaks, then we can open a long. So right now, just waiting. Of course you could say, okay, I risk it because we bounced off of this 15-minute support line. I risk it and I open a trade right now, but this is how some people do it. I try to trade only breakouts right now. If I see something breaking out, I trade it. Alright, right now that's all I have to say about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano. Oh, we have also VeChain. Let's take a quick look at VeChain. And I suspect it's gonna be all the same story. Bitcoin goes up, all altcoins goes up. I'm pretty sure on VeChain we have a couple of supporting lines which are very similar like Bitcoin. Yeah, look, we still have these support lines. This one. We still have this big support line on 15. Let's go to 1 hour first. So on 1 hour we still have this support line. On the 15-minute, VeChain overreacted in the same manner like Ethereum did, I believe. Not sure, let's see. Yeah, you see VeChain overreacted and broke its own 15-minute support line just because exactly at this point of time Bitcoin was going down. But Bitcoin bounced off of its trend line, of its support line, but the altcoins like Cardano, VeChain, they overreacted and they just smashed through its own support lines, and probably it will just continue to the previous support lines and then bounce back up. This is most likely what's gonna happen on VeChain. So I don't leverage trade VeChain at all. If you do it, you can do it, but like I always say, first you need to see some moves on Bitcoin. Before you see any moves on Bitcoin, you can't really trade it. First you need to see something on Bitcoin. All right, but what about the daily chart for the hodlers? Oh, whoa! I like this. This looks so nice. Actually, at this point, I should be buying. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Oh my god! Look, this trend line. Wow. I mean, this king trend line, which goes back like 2 months. Let's see. 75 days on V chain. If we connect on the daily, this upper, the tops, and it just broke out on the logarithmic scale right here. I believe on the regular scale we would break out maybe earlier. No, not really. So anyways, we have this king trend line. Let me call it king as well. We have this king trend line. We broke to the upside. This was a good time to buy. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize it back then. Right here, after we close above this king trend line on the daily, right here or right here, it would be a super good time to buy, and it would be 18%. Oh my god, oh my god. Very cool, very cool. But right now it looks like we found a little top, because right now today we are going down a little bit on V chain. This daily candle started way higher. Maybe we are creating a new high, and this could mean something like something like this. Okay. Yeah. So if Bitcoin does not go up from here, if the big B, if Bitcoin does not act like a Bitcoin and goes up instead of just dumping, so if Bitcoin continues upwards, then we will probably also continue up. But Bitcoin might also do something like this. We are currently at about 40,000, 39,000. Maybe if we go back to 37, retest these levels or some other lower levels and then go up, then we would also see VeChain go back down a little bit to the 38.2 level and then go up. This might happen. So right now I'm a little bit late to the party to buy VeChain, because I should be buying right here after we broke this king trend line. Yeah. Of course, for the super long term, for the next like 2 years, of course, I see something like this. No, even better. I see actually something like for the next 2 years, I see something like this. Then create a W. No, not yet. Something like this. Then go down, create a W or something, and then shoot up to here. Then retrace and something like this. But for the next for the next couple of weeks, for the next days, I'm a little bit late to the party to buy it up here. So what I'm gonna do is I will watch what Bitcoin is doing. If Bitcoin goes up, I might probably buy it right now at the neckline. If Bitcoin retraces and goes then back up, I will wait for something like this to happen, and this, and then I would buy right here. But and also let's see what is our next milestone. So if this was a local top for VeChain, if we will retrace a little bit from now, then the next milestone would be breaking above this neckline. So, and after this, our next little milestone will of course be this neckline, because as you can see, it would be a beautiful double bottom from here to here, something like this. So the next ultimate milestones, the next two ultimate milestones is first break above this newly created trend line, and the second break above this on neckline, and it will be somewhere around breaking above 0.82 dollars level, and the neckline at 0.09. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Let me remove these drawings again. And it's also another thing, if we go and try to retrace right now on VeChain, it's very much possible that we will go for the 38.2. It's at least with a wick, like real quick like this. And it's also quite possible that we retest this 0.5 Fibonacci levels, or even lower. Just keep it in mind. Okay, if you want to buy VeChain for the super long term, I think it's quite safe to buy right now, load it up. But me personally, because I see this rejection right here, first I want to see VeChain creating a new higher low, and then after breaking this, I'm gonna buy or trade. So okay, what's Bitcoin doing? 39.7 thousand. Good. Okay, the last coin I'm gonna look at before signing off is probably BNB. Let me see if you have some comments. No comments yet. Alright. Let's look at BNB. So, even without looking at the chart, I can almost guarantee that it's just doing the same what Bitcoin and other altcoins is doing. We will see some trend lines, newly trend lines, support lines being created that we are close to, that we might break just right now. And the same story, we are very dependent on Bitcoin. So okay, Binance Coin, the daily chart. Oh, very beautiful. We also have on the look, we just broke as well on Binance chart. It's like with all altcoins, it's the same. Because Bitcoin broke its own king trend line, all other coins break their king trend lines as well. Super interesting. So this red king trend line goes back 55 days. On the day 54 or something, we broke above it. BNB, the Binance coin, right here, it decided to follow Bitcoin and break above this king trend line. So basically, we are going up. We're going up. Okay, we have also this. Let me switch to 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour, let me actually redraw this king trend line and put it up here. It's a little bit more precise on the 4-hour. So we broke above it, and yeah, and we should hold this level right now. And we also see this green trend line. Green trend lines are all trend lines which go between 7 days and 14 days or something. It's 9 days trend line that we need to watch. So if we break below it, this green trend line, we do something like this, then we can expect BNB price to retest the king trend line. Very possible. And then to bounce back, most probably. But as long as we stay above it, we're good. And actually, if I go to, let me go to 2-hour chart, I think we are about to break a little tiny trend line right here. From here. It looks almost like head and shoulders. Yeah, if we do it like, put it like this, then it would be a little head and shoulders. And we are breaking above it. Oh, interesting. We just broke above it. We have a candle with a huge wick to the downside. We have 15 minutes more to go on the 2-hour chart. Oh, very beautiful. Actually, it's tradable actually. I guess probably I will just have to wait 15 minutes for the close. And after we close above this little neckline, let me make it black on BNB. If you want to leverage trade it, you can do it on Bybit, and you can use this. Can you actually do it on Bybit? BNB on Bybit? I'm not sure. I'm gonna check it right now. But first we need to confirm this. We need to see a close above. We need to see a close above this trend line somewhere here. If we close a 2-hour candle right here, I think it's a good time to open a long. But of course, like I always say, Bitcoin is king. If we open a long right here, first we want to see that Bitcoin is going up as well, nice and healthy. So this is Bitcoin. Well, so in 15 we also want to see Bitcoin so if we want to trade Binance coin to the upside right here, because it broke this trend line, if we want to trade Binance coin, we probably would better off seeing Bitcoin break this upper side of the little rising wedge that is being created right now. We probably first need to Bitcoin to, let me remove everything. So if you want to trade BNB, we probably would be much better off if we also would see Bitcoin breaking this neckline on the 2-hour. Because what might happen is, if you say, okay, we are on the Binance coin, we want to leverage trade it because we broke some trend lines, we broke this nice trend line, we have a inverse head and shoulders, and we close above this neckline, and we are off to go to trade it. But then we look at Bitcoin, and Bitcoin decides to be rejected from here and go down, and then this BNB trade will just fake out. Then this BNB trade will just go down back inside under this curve. It's totally possible. So this is the situation. If you wanna trade BNB based on this reverse head and shoulders on the 2 hour, first make sure that Bitcoin is also going up. Actually, I need to write it down. Give me a second. I need to write it down because there are so many things, so many coins I need to pay attention to. Binance coin looks very promising for leverage trading in the next few hours. So what do we have? BNB, we have VeChain, we have Cardano, we have Ethereum. So BNB is a simple story. On BNB, we wait for BTC to break upwards, so we can trade BNB reverse head and shoulders. Okay, and it's gonna happen in the next few hours. We need to watch Bitcoin. So okay, what's about VeChain? I forgot what was the stance on VeChain. Can we leverage trade it right now? We are at the apex on the 2 hour. Let me actually see what we can trade on Bybit. On Bybit we can XRP, EUS. What about USDT? Cardano, yes. Okay, no Binance. BNB. We can trade BNB on Binance as well. Okay, right now to me it looks most interesting the Binance coin, because on Binance coin we see a super clear break of a trend line. Look, on Binance, out of all altcoins, BNB looks the best to me, because we have this reverse head and shoulders right here onto 2 hour, and we seem to be closing above this neckline. It looks very promising to me. But of course, like I said, Bitcoin, what's gonna do? Bitcoin, we need to look. VeChain might look good, but I would have to trade it on Binance. I don't want to do it. So Binance looks good. Of course, we have Femix, but on Femix I want to work with Cardano. Let's look Cardano. Okay, Cardano looks also awesome, super good on the 2 hour. Look, we broke. Yeah, we are breaking it. Beautiful. I was talking about breaking this W. We almost did it. Let's switch to 15 minutes. Oh, super beautiful. Not only did we break above. Not only did we break above our triangle support line right here, we also broke above this neckline of the W, and now we are retesting it. Okay, that's it. Cardano, okay, VeChain, I dismiss it. Ethereum, okay, last look at Ethereum. Did we break above something? No, Ethereum didn't break yet. Okay, for me the most interesting right now is Bitcoin, Cardano and Binance Coin, because Binance Coin and Cardano already broke their necklines on the patterns. This is the Binance coin once again. We broke above it on the 2-hour chart, or let's look at the 1 hour. Yeah, look at the 1 hour. We have 5 minutes to go. If we close above this neckline, it's awesome, perfect. Cardano the same. Yes, beautiful. We are about to close above the necklines. The only last confirmation to trade these three bad boys is the Bitcoin. If Bitcoin continues up and hopefully breaks this upper trend line, then yes, then we should be going up. Let me readjust it actually like this and like this. So yeah, this is what I want to see. I want Bitcoin to go above this neckline of the W. This is what I want to see in this area, so I can long it, and I also open long positions on BNB and Cardano. But if Bitcoin decides to go down and break its neckline, its trend line right here, then we will probably go down for a bit, and I will not risk opening the altcoin trades. So that's it. I think that's enough for today. I need my breakfast. I will watch this level. I will watch this level, the most important to me. These two levels on Bitcoin, and if they do something, then I will act accordingly, and yeah, short or long BNB and Cardano. Maybe long, not sure, probably not short. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Maybe you have some questions, suggestions. No. Okay, thanks for watching. See you very soon.